So this gives us 50 plus 550. So I have 100 times 0. So what I did was 200 times 1.5 is 300 plus 240x equals 100 times 0.5 is 50 plus 2 arrow. You know from our previous video, 2 arrow is equal to 540. So 2 arrow is equal to 540. So I replace that with this here, then doing the mathematics. So my distance is 1.21 meters. So what that means is that this x is actually 1.21 meters from C, but we are asked to look for the distance of this force here from D. Now look at this, the length of this from here to here, that's between C and D, is 2.0, and if the length between C and the 240 Newton is x, which is 1.21, then the distance between this and this should be 2 minus 1.21. So that's going to give us, so the distance, let me just call the distance D, is going to be equal to 2 minus 1.21, and that is going to give us 0.79 meters from D. So which side is it? They asked that from the question. They said, okay, so we have gotten that. So, and on which side must a mass of 24? So the side is going to be on the left side. So from here you can see that this force is on the left side of what? This. So it's 0.79 meters on the left side of D. That answers that. So we now let's get the last part of the question. Now they said without this 24 kilogram mass, what vertical force applied at B at this point here will lift the plank clearly off D, so it will remove it of this support D. What is the reaction then at C? So I'm going to draw the diagram again for what we are going to see. Now this is how the diagram is going to look like without the 240 Newton. Now if there is a force F that pulls these things off so that it lifts the pivot D, you can see that I just wrote D here without the pivot again, because there will not be action of the pivot on this again, because this force has already lifted it above the pivot. So there will not be the action of that pivot. There will not be any normal reaction at this point again. But you can see that the distance between C and D remains 2.0, and the distance between this and this is 0.5. So it means that the whole length of this arrow and F is going to be 2.0 plus 0.5, and that will give us what? 2.5 meters. So that's the length of this. The whole length of this is 2.5 meters. That is the length. So having gotten the length, we have no option than to take moment about C. We just take moment about this to cancel out arrow. Now we know that the upward forces, the sum of the upward forces must also be equal to the sum of them. So it means that R plus F must be equal to 100 plus 200. That's 300 Newton. So taking moment about C again, let's get our clockwise moment, clockwise and anti-clockwise moment. If I take moment about this, definitely this is going to be what? Anti-clockwise, and this is going to be clockwise. This is going to be anti-clockwise. So the moment due to this force is going to be what? Anti-clockwise. Now again, we know that clockwise moment must be equal to anti-clockwise moment. So having done that, my clockwise moment is going to be this. Okay, this is clockwise moment, and these two are anti-clockwise. So I have 200 times the distance between this and this is 1.5 is equal to sum of the anti-clockwise moment. The anti-clockwise is going to be this times this pivot, and those 100 times 0.1, that's 50, plus 2.5 times F, that's 2.5 F. So when I multiply, this is going to give me 300 equals 50 plus 2.5f, and when I take the 200 minus 300 minus 550 is going to give me 250 equals 2.5f. On dividing, f is going to give me 250 divided by 2.5, and that is 100 Newton. So that is the force that will lift this. This is the force F that will lift this plank just above the pivot D. Then we cannot get the reaction now because we have to calculate the reaction again. So the reaction arrow is going to be 300 minus F. As simply arrow equals 300 minus 100, which is equal to 200 Newton. So that is the reaction at C now. That's the reaction at C now, and the force F. So this is the solution to the problem. Once again, thank you for spending your time to check out this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also drop your comment if there's anything that you don't understand. See you next time.